Big ticket items that people are concerned about when it comes to doing their homes. Paint, wall covering, countertops, wood flooring, all of that. So
Gotcha.
Let's talk about paint first. You know, paint is a great medium to work with. It's easy to change out if you change your mind. It's also
it's very
inexpensive.
forgiving.
Right, very forgiving.
Right.
The labor to put it on the walls is also less expensive. I think the only real con I could think of, Rachel, when it comes to paint would be the fact that there are a lot of choices out there in terms of colors, lots of sheens, lots of finishes to pick from. So that's not
it is. It's very
good for
intimidating.
indecisive folks.
Right. No, it's really hard.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And the thing is, when you're picking out wall coloring, before you commit to a certain color, you want to do a tester. You definitely want to do something that can let you see how you live with it throughout the day. So what I like to do is, literally take a 2x4 sample on the wall. You want to do something that is sizable on the wall.
Right, not just like a smudge mark.
You can't get a real good feel for how it's going to perform and live if it's a small swatch. One little tip to keep in mind, do not use high gloss paint on the wall.
Gotcha.
If you're doing that tester, do a flat finish because that will show through when you paint over the wall later. And you can see here from this sample.
That's a good note of caution.
Yeah, it does come through, as you can see here, and it's just very unattractive, and you can't
Stay away
work
from the high gloss.
And you can see here, like in this space here in Detroit, I used, the dark wall color on the wall, and then we popped it with a little tip I like to use when it comes to wall covering. So obviously wall coverings come a long way. You can see here on the ceilings, it's a very dynamic wall covering, and that's one way to keep your budget in check. Paint your walls, for example, a nice inexpensive paint color, but then splurge by doing a wallpaper on the ceiling.
It's amazing.
It's different, right?
It's amazing.
And then when it comes to flooring with tile and versus wood, again, you have lots of options. So tiles come a long way from the days of linoleum, right?
It really has.
So lots of great choices. You can pull something that looks like wood, that looks like stone, that looks like marble. So I love what tile is looking like these days in the marketplace.
Like here we're looking at a bathroom area.
Exactly. This
Boy,
is a
did you have
project
fun
in
with that
Detroit.
tile?
Yes, and what's fun about this particular tile is from Home Depot.
Shut up.
Yeah. Inexpensive, but it's the wow factor. It's about putting it all together to make that big statement in the space. With wood floors, obviously, they're classic, they're warm, a lot of options out there. This is where I always advise clients to think about the resale value of the house. If you're looking to sell the home in the future, I recommend going for something a bit more classic as far as the wood stain color.
Right.
Go for a walnut, go for a chestnut, something that is a bit more timeless, and that way a potential homeowner won't be scared away from your choice. If you can't take it home, then go classic.
I gotcha.
Keep it timeless.
And that's an example right there, yeah?
Yeah, this is actually my dining room at home in Michigan. I chose a very modern, clean finish for the floor there, and it just works. And if I ever sell the condo, it just goes with. Countertops, I think about the ancient Greeks and Egyptians and the Romans. They always went for classic materials. And so there are pros and cons with all these different choices. For example, with butcher's block, I've heard, hint, hint, that chefs and our culinary artists love the warmth of butcher's block.
But I work on my counters.
Right. So it gets chopped, right? You're dicing, you're slicing, you're chopping, you're mashing.
It's unfinished butcher block.
Right. So some people may like that, what we call patina, that character, because it gets worn. If you like your countertops to always look perfect all the time, then butcher's block may not be the right choice for you. So keep that in mind. With granite, there are limitless options out there when it comes to granite. Some granite looks like marble, and again, it's a fraction of the cost. So in my professional opinion, I give granite like all A's as far as the most versatile choice. That is granite, actually. It's a project in Michigan. It looks like art. It's very powerful. It's a great statement. Marble, probably, unlike granite and butcher's block, is beautiful, but it's very costly, very expensive.
And heavy.
And heavy. And of all three, it's probably the least durable. You think about spaghetti sauce, grape juice in a juice box from a kid. You pour this stuff on there, and it can stain. It sure can. It's porous, it absorbs, and you try to get rid of it later on. Let's say you have a party, and you have some friends over, and you forget that you had this spaghetti stain on the countertop.
Or wine. Yeah. Honestly, it will never, ever, 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 ever go away.
Right.
Yeah.
I like using marble in other places. Like, for example, in the walk-in closet, like I did here for a client.
A dressing area. Make it look rich and luxurious.
A master bathroom, that's great there as well.
Right.
But definitely maybe not in the kitchen.